is Win News.
Tonight, claims 70 jobs are to go from Nowra naval establishments. The asbestos contamination at Calderwood costing residents tens of thousands of dollars, and Angry Anderson's message for Mental Health Week. Good evening, I'm Jeff Phillips. Also coming up tonight, the Dragons to start playing games in Mudgee. There are claims tonight the government is about to cut 70 defence jobs from Nowra and transfer them to Canberra. The claims have angered Gilmore MP Anne Sudmalis, who says no decision has been made and has accused the ALP of scaremongering.
A defence town reliant on strong government investment in its naval establishments. At the height of a youth jobs crisis, the Labor Party claims the government is planning to cut 70 jobs from the Navy Aviation Systems Program Office based in Nowra.
These are defence jobs, these are civilian jobs, some civilian and some uniform jobs as well.
The Labor Party says workers were told of the possible restructure recommended by a report conducted in 2015.
I don't know exactly where or how. If you read the first principles review, they're talking about outsourcing jobs, so privatisation. So I think there's obviously a lot more questions that need to be answered.
Labor is calling on the government to ensure that the 70 local jobs aren't lost from HMAS Albatross, which they claim are headed to Canberra at a $7 million loss to the Nowra economy. Gilmore MP Anne Sudmalis says the claims are wrong and misleading.
I have not been contacted. I have a very, very tight and very, very friendly relationship with the defence base, so I'm very surprised that this has got any legs at all.
Ms Sudmalis says she is in contact with the Defence Minister to investigate the claims. The Defence Department has been contacted for comment. Caitlin Dugan, Win News.
Landowners of the Calderwood estate say contaminated fill used on the site and delaying construction work could cost them tens of thousands of dollars each. The Environmental Protection Authority has issued a clean-up notice to the company responsible for the asbestos-laden fill, a job that should be completed in 10 days.
When Rocco Zapier bought land off the plan at Calderwood, he could never have imagined the delays to come.
Received a correspondence a few days ago advising us that the land has been delayed yet again due to asbestos being located in stage 2.
Work at Calderwood has come to a standstill after asbestos was detected in fill provided by contracted building supplier Wollongong Recycling. A clean-up notice has been issued by the EPA, but residents say delays in land registration will mean extending builder contracts, costing them thousands.
Whether we should pay $6,000 to extend our fixed price in for another 6 months. Otherwise, we can choose to run the gauntlet, but if we choose to do so, probably up for at least 3 or 4 times more than that.
Hundreds of landowners have voiced their anger on social media. Some have even threatened legal action.
As a result of the lack of due diligence, I believe that we, future residents, should be compensated in some shape, way or form.
Lendlease says it has written to customers about potential delays to the construction program due to unexpected asbestos removal works, but said buyers need to be aware of the risks of buying off the plan, such as delays due to planning approvals or other unforeseen circumstances during construction. The EPA has issued a clean-up order to Wollongong Recycling, who must clear the Calderwood site of asbestos by October 22nd. Sydney Pede, Win News.
Motorists are seeing red over petrol price gouging that's seen a 30% discrepancy between regular unleaded prices at Dapto and Port Kembla today. The NRMA says the retailer's actions are deplorable and is urging drivers to shop around.
It's long been known that owning a car comes with hidden costs, but Dapto drivers are being stung at the bowser unnecessarily.
Too high, too erratic. They go up 30 cents and come down 30 cents. You never know where you are.
Today, the most expensive fuel in the region was at this Dapto Caltex, the cheapest just 14 kilometres away in Port Kembla. Similarly, in Wollongong, one station was selling fuel for $1.35.9, but around the corner on Crown Street, it's nearly 20 cents cheaper.
I still find buying this fuel at West Wollongong is cheap as I can buy.
Further south, Nowra's CBD is sitting at around $1.15, but if you head to the coast or continue south to St George's Basin, you're likely to spend at least 10 cents more.
It's just too big a gap.
There doesn't seem to be any control or any rhyme and reason why the prices fluctuate so dramatically from area to area.
The NRMA is urging motorists to vote with their wallets and shop around to ensure they're getting the lowest prices in the region.
So you could save $15 a tank by travelling to Port Kembla to load up on fuel.
Usually one of the cheapest around.
A lot of customers seem to keep coming back and enjoy our cheap price petrol here. I don't make much, as long as I'm happy with my family, I'm happy.
Keep an eye on fuel prices by downloading the NRMA app. Kimberly Pratt, Win News.
A man is in a stable condition in Wollongong Hospital after being airlifted from the Shoalhaven this afternoon, suffering cuts to his head and chest and abdomen pain. The 69-year-old is believed to have been working on a trailer in Guyamere Street Sanctuary Point when it fell on him. The Hume motorway at Berrima is now open in both directions following Wednesday's spectacular B-double crash and fire. Amazingly, the driver escaped unscathed. However, the northbound lanes of the bridge had been closed pending a clean-up and engineering inspection. Temporary repairs have been carried out and crash barriers installed. This morning, the bridge lanes were given the all clear and traffic allowed to flow north again with a 60 km/h speed limit. If you've been down to Wollongong Central this past week, you're certainly not alone. With more than 225,000 customers walking through the doors of the shopping mall since the grand opening of David Jones and other specialty stores a week ago. The new food concept at the refurbished department store has been popular with consumers, but GPT management says trade has been strong across all stores in the last 7 days. Residents in the northern Illawarra are preparing to fight to keep the old Coalcliff Cokeworks site from redevelopment. Another cokeworks site at Corrimal has been earmarked for 700 homes, and Coalcliff residents are determined that won't happen in their community.
The proposed transformation of the old Corrimal Cokeworks into a medium-density metropolis has surprised residents across Wollongong, even as far north as Coalcliff.
I was still completely shocked at the volume. I would never expect that you could fit 700 or more homes.
But Corrimal's redevelopment has prompted fears among Coalcliff residents that the same will happen to their old Cokeworks site. After all, it's owned by the same company, Illawarra Coke, and it's already said a third of the site could be developed for housing.
There is no planning permission for the Cokeworks site here at Coalcliff. In fact, there's an LEP that protects it from development.
We continue to do community engagement there. We've still got more detailed investigations to be done. Although both the Corrimal Cokeworks and Coalcliff Cokeworks share similar histories, they're quite different in terms of, the environmental context and community.
The Illawarra Coke Company has stressed the differences between the two sites, ruling out medium-density housing here at Coalcliff, but locals haven't taken any solace in those promises.
Up until this week, we still don't know what Katie's or ICC plans are in terms of the volume of housing. There is a possibility for a large-scale development, and we're saying we don't want any development, whether it be large, small or indifferent.
Sydney Pede, Win News.
Former rock singer Gary Angry Anderson has told the Illawarra business community not to be afraid of the dark while addressing hundreds at a corporate lunch on mental health in the workplace. The former Rose Tattoo frontman spoke of his battle with depression and addiction and is humbled by how far Australia has changed its attitudes in the last decade.
I like the fact that the dialogue now is commonplace, because it frees people up to be able to talk about something that was a taboo, particularly when I was a kid.
Last year, the event raised $50,000 for the Illawarra Light and Hope Clubhouse, and it's hoped this year will match that. Dapto residents will be saddened to hear the Dapto show has been postponed until further notice. The Dapto Agricultural and Horticultural Society says the 160th annual carnival will not go ahead on the weekend of October 20 due to unexpected issues. A spokesperson from the society told Win News issues with the monster truck entertainment contractor arose and couldn't be resolved in time to provide a show for the public. All pre-purchased tickets are being refunded. There's not yet an alternative date for the show to be held. A short break, then a fresh manoeuvre to resurrect the Yerrayong Motorsports Complex proposal. And more sporting clubs get life-saving defibrillators. Gilmore MP Anne Sudmalis says she's confident the Erryong Motorsports Complex will get approved this time around. The local member has started the process to get the leafless-tongued orchid off the state government's threatened species register. Developer Motorcycling New South Wales backed away from its DA for the multi-million-dollar project in April due to the discovery of 100 of the native plants.
I've applied to the Minister's office to have that species reviewed as a vulnerable species, so we've got all systems go to change the outcome of it currently.
Ms Sudmalis says she's disappointed Shoalhaven City Council voted down plans to become the proponent of a new motorsports complex. But there is enough support in the community, she says, to get the project going. The tragic death of a footballer during a match at Thirroul last year has seen life-saving equipment issued to more soccer clubs. Anthony Stott collapsed and died during a match at Thomas Gibson Park. A memorial fund set up in his name and supported by the IMB has raised $50,000 towards getting defibrillators to every football club in the Illawarra. After an initial distribution to 6 clubs, today another 7 received their $2,500 machines.
Player and spectators, you come down and you just want to enjoy the game. So having this piece of equipment is very important for that, so that you are safe.
Football South Coast is now preparing to distribute more machines.
We're looking for 50% contributions from clubs, so if they can talk to their local, get some fundraising happening. It's not a lot of dollars, but could be such a huge difference to somebody's life.
Interested clubs should contact Football South Coast. The loss of a child is every parent's worst nightmare. On Sunday, a group of Illawarra families will walk across the Seacliff Bridge, taking the steps their babies will never make.
These tiny booties belong to Jude Marlowe Gaskell.
My son's heartbeat stopped at 38 weeks and 4 days. He was born on the 16th of June and he was adorable. There was nothing wrong with him. My placenta just gave up.
It's an immeasurable loss, but Amanda is not alone.
1 in 4 pregnancies do end in miscarriage before 20 weeks, and then in Australia, 1 birth every 120 is a stillbirth.
While statistics prove losing a baby is common, the experience is often incredibly isolating.
Everything was already prepared. I have a set-up nursery, and just not knowing what to do in any of that and not knowing how to react and what I should be doing or anything like that.
As the newest member of the Illawarra Baby and Child Loss Support Group, Amanda says she's found some solace.
When I went to the first meeting, I realised that other people hadn't just, they'd survived what I'd been through, because before that I'd felt like I was the only person.
Mums like Alicia Khan have proven there is hope, and 11-month-old Lexi will grow up knowing all about her big brother.
First pregnancy, we just thought, this is how it is. You'll have a baby at the end of your 9 months and there's no worries. But now that's not quite so. The reality, the troubles that people can face, and that every baby is a miracle, and that's what she is to us. She is our miracle, and we will treasure her for the rest of our lives.
To coincide with International Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day, these brave women will gather for the Remember Me Bridge Walk in honour of their babies. You can register online or at Moronga Park, Clifton before the 10 a.m. walk on Sunday, with funds being raised for Red Nose. Tanya Dendrinos, Win News.
A slice of Scotland will arrive in the region on Sunday for the 36th annual Illawarra Scottish Fair. Haggis hurling and caber toss will be contested, with kids' games also on offer at the Dandaloo Sports Ground. People will get a chance to trace their Scottish heritage while enjoying a haggis treat. It will culminate in a pipe band competition with competitors from across the state and ACT.
Scots are all over the world, and we like to portray ourselves and our culture all over the world. And this is our way of doing it in the Illawarra.
Gates open at 9 a.m. Friday Sport now with Melissa, and the Dragons taking some home games to the bush.
That's right, Jeff, and also the Charity Shield is heading west. We'll tell you where next. Also a trio of roller hawks ready to pull on the green and gold overseas. St George Illawarra will play 4 games in the central west town of Mudgee over the next 2 years as part of an NRL push for more games in the bush. The Dragons will play 1 home game in 2018 and 1 in 2019 in Mudgee. The town will also host the next 2 Charity Shield clashes.
Be out and about in the community. We're there to play a game of football. We certainly get about through the week and spread the word, and we've got some great support out there, which is the most important thing, and we want to grow that.
The date and opponent of the Mudgee match will be confirmed when the 2018 draw is released. It comes after the Dragons committed to 5 home games at Wynn Stadium next season. Warilla UFC star Alex Volkanovski will remain on the card for next month's Sydney Fight Night. His original opponent, Canadian Jeremy Kennedy, pulled out earlier this month due to a back injury, but it's been confirmed Peruvian Humberto Bandenet will take his place. Volkanovski will be looking for his 3rd win after 2 convincing victories in the first 2 bouts. The fight will take place on November 19. Illawarra is searching for its first win of the NBL season tonight, but will need to overcome reigning premiers Perth Wildcats on their home court to do so. The grand final rematch is sure to be a hotly contested affair, despite Illawarra's disappointing display against Cairns last week. Hawks import Demetrius Conger put up 16 points in the season opener, but is confident the side can kickstart their season tonight.
We just have to play consistently, can't have no let-ups, every game is an important game, so, just have to be focused all the time.
Tip-off is at 9:30 p.m. 3 Wollongong Rollerhawk stars are preparing to pull on the green and gold ahead of the World Championship qualifiers in China. The trio were off to Canberra for a 4-day training camp before flying out for the tournament, which begins later this month.
It's been more than a decade since Brett Stibner's first played for Australia. He's already got a World Championship title under his belt, and after a brief break from the game, he's back on the court with another in his sights. Stibner's and Rollerhawks teammates Luke Popel and Michael Orprince are gearing up for the Asia-Oceania Championships in Beijing, which are also a qualifier for the 2018 World Champs in Germany.
We'll qualify, but it's a matter of where we sort of finish, and I don't think we've ever not won this tournament. So touch wood, we do all right.
For Popel, the opportunity to represent Australia is a huge honour.
You always want to be a part of the Australian team, whatever tournament you go to, and to be able to be a part of the team that could possibly go to a World Championship is something pretty special.
He believes the trio's chemistry from their time with the Rollerhawks will hold them in good stead when they hit the court for their country.
Having that combination and being with each other all the time and then being on court with each other for Australia is just going to help us out so much.
The Aussie squad will spend next week training at the Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra. They expect it'll be a gruelling camp as they sharpen up before China.
And it's physically taxing, so they're trying to replicate what it'd be like at the back end of a tournament. So, that's why we work that hard.
The tournament begins on October 28. Jordan Matthews, Win News.
High school students from the Illawarra and South Coast fought it out at Stanwell Park today for a spot in tomorrow's Battle Royale. Today's competition, run by Illawarra Sports High, pitted some of the most talented surfers on the coast against each other. Bullye's Casey Hargraves taking out both the junior and senior girls. Eddie Harmody, also from Bulleye, won the senior boys, while Beau Buckpitt from St John's Nowra took out the junior boys. Junior cricketers in the South Coast and Southern Highlands will take to the pitch tomorrow under a new set of rules. It's a part of Cricket Australia overhaul of under-11s laws, which aim to make the game easier and more enjoyable.
It's grassroots cricket like you've never seen it before.
It's no longer long, slow and boring. It's more like the Sydney Sixers out here. There's catches, there's wickets, there's runs, it's fast, it's 2 hours maximum.
Under-11s cricketers now play 7 aside on a shortened pitch. They face 17 balls when they bat and each bowl a minimum of 3 overs. Illawarra and Shoalhaven got underway last weekend and the benefits were obvious.
With a shorter pitch, the balls can come at a flatter trajectory and allows kids to succeed at the game and improve their skill level.
Coaches have praised the rule changes. They say more room in the field also means plenty of runs.
The lack of players on the field is also good because there's more fielding, so they're more active, they're more involved in the game.
It's part of a push by Cricket Australia to get more kids playing cricket. They hope shorter formats of the game, similar to popular 2020 cricket, will be more attractive to families during the summer months.
The kids have a lot of fun. They're all getting a bat, they're all getting a bowl. Doesn't matter what their skill ability, they're going to have a good time.
The rule changes are also being implemented in the new Sixers Girls Cricket League.
So the same format applies. You only need a team of 7 and everything's the same as what's being played here in the under-11s. That starts for under-13s and up.
To find out more or to get involved in local cricket, visit the website. Jordan Matthews, Win News.
And finally, Southern Highlands resident Brad McGee was inducted into the Australian Sporting Hall of Fame overnight for his illustrious cycling career. And that is our night in sport, Jeff.
Well done, Brad. Well done, Mel.
Thank you, Jeff.
OK, have a good weekend. Weather is next with Tanya. And what have we got for the weekend?
Jeff, we might see some drizzle, but the likelihood does decrease after tomorrow. I'll have the full forecast next. Hello again. Dry and mostly sunny today, but there was a bit of cloud cover about the coast. Marie was up to catch the colours of sunrise over Warilla Beach. If you take any weather snaps over the weekend, send them through to weather@wintv.com.au. Now let's have a look at the details from today. Albion Park's strongest wind gust was 44 kilometres an hour. It saw a top of 25 degrees. 22 was the high for Bulli and Wollongong, while Picton stretched to 28. Taking a look at temperatures on the south coast, Bateman's Bay saw a low of 8 overnight and climbed to 22 degrees today, 23 the high at Bega and 19 for Narooma. On the satellite, a weak trough lies over the far northeast as a high pressure system near the Bight extends a ridge across the west and southeast, and another high builds in the Tasman Sea. On the synoptic, the high in the Bight will move over near Tasmania tomorrow, extending a ridge to the north, while another trough is expected to develop over the northeast coast. Overcast with a high chance of showers on Illawarra waters tomorrow. There's only the slight chance of early morning showers further south. Taking a look at the forecast for the Illawarra and Southern Highlands, overcast tomorrow with some morning showers likely. Bowral dropping to a low of 8 degrees tonight. It should get to 14 throughout the day tomorrow, so a bit of a chillier day. 19 the forecast top for Bulli and Albion Park, and 18 the top at Ulladulla. Taking a look at the south coast, partly cloudy with a chance of some drizzle. Low of 7 for Bega. It should get to 21 tomorrow. 20 the forecast high for Merimbula and Eden, while 20 will also be the top at Bateman's Bay and Maruya Heads. For Wollongong, a few showers about tomorrow, but they will be easing throughout the day. A low of 15 and a top of 19. Sunrise will be at 6:15 a.m. with the sun setting at 7:09 p.m. Taking a look at the days ahead, some patches of early morning fog on Sunday and the slight chance of a shower in the north. Partly cloudy in the north on Monday with morning fog and the slight chance of a shower. Mostly sunny after some morning fog on the south coast. There will be some drizzle possible in the north again on Tuesday, but more sun for the south coast. And those temperatures are remaining fairly pleasant, Jeff.
And the gardens will love the showers. Tanya, thank you. And that is Win News for Friday the 13th of October. To view some of our reports, visit the Win News Illawarra Facebook page. I'm Jeff Phillips. Have a safe, enjoyable weekend. Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation. Win News, Regional Australia's #1 news source.